Yo, I kid you not, every single day I log into Dragon Ball Legends, there's a new best team in the game. On stream recently, people keep asking me what's currently the best team in the game. And every day I swear it's like I give a different answer. The meta has been moving too fast since the 8th anniversary started. It's outrageous. I've never seen the meta shift at this speed, and it's simply because they're actually putting out new things every single week. With that being the case, you don't get much time to experiment and for metas to catch on and stick. The game updates every Wednesday, right? They release a new Zenkai, they release a new platinum equipment, we get a new legend unit, we might get a new ultra. Whichever it is, the units have actually been impactful. Not all of them, but in some way, shape or form, they will have an impact on Dragon Ball Legends PvP. And because of that, the player base has to get to work a lot faster. They find a new composition. This composition is great. That composition is better. This one is slightly better. If you play it like this, then it's the best in the game. Every single day, there's something new. Somebody's pulling out a trick out their bag. And there's pros and cons to this. If I was to name one pro off the rip, that means a lot of people are going to be running different teams and all of the teams are going to be good, which means even though your account doesn't have the exact same build or units that another person's account has, you can still put something forward and beat the other person. But the cons would be if you can't keep up, you fall behind, and that's making it very difficult for some people, though for others they are having a blast. If you're asking for my personal opinion, just like Vegeta said, I need 15 lousy seconds, but he needed a minute. I stream on Twitch and I play games that are not Dragon Ball Legends. Here are some games I played recently, and a lot of people have been asking me. I have a second channel where I'm trying to upload the full gameplays there, but if you want to catch me live and see VODs, come over to the Twitch, Zak Infinity. Otherwise, the gameplay's on Zak X. All support is appreciated, and it's unironically much more fun there. A follow and subscribe will go a long way, but enjoy the rest of this video. In the anniversary, I enjoyed it a lot because it made me feel like there was more content every single day, even if they weren't releasing something. For example, on a Thursday, usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we might get a little sneak peek on Twitter for a new unit, a new platinum equipment, etc. And Tuesday the same thing. But those days, they're not actually implementing something into Dragon Ball Legends. It still feels like they added something without adding something because I get to try out a new build. Somebody beats me with a team that I thought was absolutely garbage. One of the teams being Shalette, Zaha, and Goku and Bardock. Why am I getting stomped by game originals when they literally only have 3 units in their entire existence? That's because things just work and the developers were putting out good things in multiple places, and they have my respect for that. I do think with the game moving as fast as it has been moving, I don't feel like the average player has actually had time to consider the good things Dragon Ball Legends have been dropping this year. I think their unit selection and the way they've built a lot of these units kits the whole year this year has been absolutely phenomenal. There has been a few stinkers, don't get it twisted, but for the most part they're hitting and almost every single thing is usable in some way, shape or form. I want to emphasize usable because there's a lot of cases where units are not usable. Even if the unit is absolutely buns in a lot of people's eyes, there's going to be someone who finds a way to use them in the meta as if they are top 3. If I just name a couple, let's start with Piccolo. People started using Legend Piccolo, and I'm not saying he's trash because he's not, but we can all see with our eyes that he's not even a top 5 legend unit that has dropped this year. This guy here is being run with Buhan on regen and they're leader slowing someone, and he's looking phenomenal. No joke, I've been beat by a couple Piccolos and Buhans in my day, and it made me think, wow, I shouldn't have underestimated this guy. Let's move on to another one. We've got Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Some of you guys are gonna be like,
what is Zach smoking?
But you guys haven't faced Ultra Boo Bros, Go 17 and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. This team will sneak you. All of a sudden you got a kunai in your neck from the back, or you're actually getting snuck like you're a ninja in the Hashirama Madara era. It's not safe out here. You actually can't underestimate any team in Dragon Ball Legends because they will catch you lacking and you gon' feel like a bum once a random team beats you. I got more. Shalette, my boy. The way people were saying you're an absolute bum. Now I want to emphasize that a lot of people's hatred was pushed because of his animations being from the story mode, etc. and whatnot. But when his kit dropped and they were playing him in PvP, I remember people slamming pandering the kid, but now he's able to compete at the same standard as some of the other units in the 8th anniversary. And let me not get started on the Game Originals team that I spoke about. And I'm not saying he's the best, but the odd game here and there, don't lie, you've probably experienced it one time. This guy hit you with 2 feints back to back and nuked you, and you're thinking, damn, I actually just got slayed by Shalette of all people. The fusion guy from the story, you know, I'd understand if it was Vegito, I'd understand if it was Gogeta, heck, even Gotenks. Fusion Zamasu, you can take it. But Shalette? God damn. It'll have you reevaluating, is he much better than I thought he was? And that's what Dragon Ball Legends in 2026 has felt like. Every single unit, you cannot underestimate them in any game because they can catch you lacking. Dead serious. I think a good example of this as well is when we watched the World Championship. A lot of units that were used in the World Championship, a lot of people did underestimate. For example, Half Corrupted Zamasu. I don't think he's in particular super great, but depending on how you utilize units, you can get great results out of them. Half Corrupted Zamasu being the type of unit to stall out a game, heal and break combos with his disrupt, he will keep you in the running. And we've seen with a lot of units in this era of Dragon Ball Legends, it's not even about getting the kills first. As long as you do not die, you still have a chance to outplay your opponent. Now there are other factors such as damage, so I'm gonna have to downplay a guy here, unfortunately. LR Bardock. Unfortunately, being able to survive forever will not always give you the win con, but in other cases it definitely can. I will just add to defend Bardock, he's had to face up against treacherous Reds. UV4 was being used at some point in this celebration, and that's a literal damage machine with the switching. We obviously had Ultra Gogeta Blue 2.0 in the part 1 of the celebration. The active gauge is going to do insane damage and also AoE damage. They bring back UVB, like come on, this guy is arguably the greatest unit of all time. Obviously not offensively, but for sure in terms of status. And of course Gohan and Trunks with the Legends action. These Reds gave LR Bardock a hard time. He just had to get forced out. But obviously the point I'm making is just having the survivability and the way of life to not be killed is not always going to give you the win con, but if you got extra factors like disrupt, it can keep you alive. I've seen the most haram players in Dragon Ball Legends PvP history using Ultra Buhan in 2026 August. What are you doing? And it's not that it's a bad decision, but it's their play style, knowing that if they can just utilize his counter to stall out the enemy so they can bring in their other units and continue to do damage, Buhan will get one up on them every single time. There are guys that literally 14-starred Buhan just so they can stall out games because he'll be defensively greater, but they're not planning to use him offensively. They just want to stall with the counter and then bring in whoever they're using, may it be Boo Bros, may it be Go 17, etc, etc. I love how this video has no structure. I'm having so much fun. I hope you're having fun listening to me because I'm sure you can relate in some way, shape or form. You've probably been clipped by a unit this year and you were probably like, oh, I gotta take that to the grave. I can't let anybody know that unit got me. I know there was one of you guys that probably got boomed by Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in 2026 August. I seen Billy using him on Twitter, so I know one of you guys got. Let me know if that was you. And you know what I find more special? There are units that have just been super sneaky. How have they got so much life? How did they sneak extra lives to survive in 2026? Let me just name some. We got Fusion 13. Now granted, this guy's actually great. I don't want to downplay him, but you'd think with the way the meta has been moving recently and so fast, that guy would completely get dropped. But he just didn't. This guy's been living for a minute, no lie. Let's also bring up Manga Gohan, where all the Hybrid Saiyan fans at. This guy's disrupt here is low-key valid. I have him 14 stars and I was running him with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on the boost. I was even running him with Future Gohan. I was getting places. Who else we got to mention here? I gotta bring up the boy. I gotta Ultra UI. Now this guy is not especially great based on age, but for sure his mechanics will catch you lacking. One mistake, you're out of there. But he's prone to be melted, but that don't matter. He will get you. Let's also bring up Ultra Kid Buu. Wow, I love this guy honestly. Not really actually. I don't know why I lied like that on the big screen. But Ultra Kid Buu, you're locking blues. You gave me a couple wins and I have to respect that. So I'm not gonna diss you more than that. You know, I wasn't even dissing you at all. I'm actually praising you. So I'll give you that, man. You're nice, you're clean, and you were sneaking your way in. Of course, we gotta mention Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Now this guy is definitely boost bound, but even off the boost, woo, One mistake, that blue card can do 3v1s from 0 to hero just like that. You need to be very wary of the position you put yourself in when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is there. Anyways, I've spent this whole video yapping, and I will definitely say that the meta has been moving really fast, and I think I should end this video with some teams that I genuinely think are good right now, so you can leave with something besides from the fact that I'm just talking and having fun. So here are some teams that I think are high quality. The first one, and the one that worries me a lot when I fight it, is Boo Bros and Go 17. Now the third doesn't necessarily matter, but the ones that I found that have been exceptional, the third being Broly. Broly's there to stall out. Boo Bros are going to be your main damage dealer, but Broly can also do damage because a lot of people are using double blue. Go 17 is mainly there for disrupt, but can do damage when type advantage with the green. So Broly's a great option. You would obviously leader slot Go 17. But your third can actually be anyone you want. As long as you got Boo Bros and Go 17, your third can be anyone. Shalette, I mentioned Broly already. UVB, you can just make it work. Whatever's comfortable for you. A second very high quality team that I'm very cautious about when I run into it, we've got Gohan and Trunks, we've got Purple Cell, and we've got Go 17. Now this trio here, its core is going to be Future based on Gohan and Trunks and Cell, but Go 17's disrupt and giving you that extra element factor, and if you play strategically with Cell because he has the AoE damage and the effects that kick in when he dies, this team will get you far. I'm very cautious when I fight this team. Gohan and Trunks gonna nullify your endurance as well, and the survivability on the team from Go 17, sorry, very special, very special. And for a third, the team I've been using is actually Boo Bros on the leader slot, UVB and Shalette. You don't have to use Shalette, but Boo Bros and UVB are mandatory. Your third can switch depending on how you want to go. So if you want to run God Key, you can use the yellow Goku Black and that will take you far too. You can make it Saiyan oriented and you can use Broly depending on your star level too, and you will get very far in ranked PvP. But I've been using Shalette because I know a lot of people are running double blues, and my Shalette is decently starred, which allows me to actually do a lot of damage, knowing that his blue card is an RNG machine. I might even get a feint, and you know, UVB being on the sidelines, Boo Bros being on the sidelines, that Spirit Bomb, that ult will take you out just like that. But yeah, those are my thoughts on PvP right now, and it's a bit of fun. There are downsides to it, of course, but I think with so many things being viable, it's overall a good thing, and they should continue this way, given that everything that comes out, if it's decent, then no matter what you go for, you will be okay. But it does take away the life from your units, so they just need to be cautious of that, because I don't want units just coming off the boost and being absolutely unusable. At least not everyone. Take care, guys.